what they were trying to encourage me to do was to get everyone to kind of know it's actually everyone's job to
Mm.
kind of ask the questions. Because for me, if no adult is describing the elephant in the room or asking direct questions of children because they're scared, they're sort of like, well, that's not my job. Or
Mm.
I'm used to feeling expert at something and I'm uncertain, which is a really big part of it. We're humans.
Yeah.
We don't want to make it worse. We don't want to get it wrong. But if no adult is doing that because of their own discomfort, then you're putting it
Mm.
all on the child to be,
Mm.
oh, excuse me, can I just describe the situation that is a complete secret that I never let anybody know about? And I'm going to activate. It's way too much pressure to put on kids that they're
Mm.
going to be doing it. So that for me is part of the way that it happens is there's I think we discount, and I know this as an adult now where you're in a situation where you want to call I have called people out because I have like if something's happening to children, it's really hard for me to not sort of go, "Hey, I'm just not sure,"
Mm.
because I want to know that I have tried.
Yeah.
But man, people don't like those conversations. It blows up it blows
Mm.
up relationships. And if you've got a really highly traumatized family in lots of different ways, everyone is creeping around each other, trying not to make it worse. There's a lot of creeping around trying not to make it worse.
Yeah. Which means there's a lot of creeping around, not doing anything to make it better.
Yeah. And specifically in my family with I think I've done a lot of research, I guess, in a veteran and first responder space, more veteran led, but the idea of reaching out for help, admitting vulnerability
Mm.
is goes against a lot of military training and your identity. And so it's a really
Yeah.
it's an additional barrier, I guess, for like especially it's usually a male in a violence context reaching out for help. So I think that's just adds another layer to, but somebody like my mum, so I now sit on a few lived experience committees and looking at how we provide social support avenues, how you reach people who are like my family.
Mm.
How do you reach someone who is unconscious in a house a lot of the time, drunk, hiding themselves away, full of shame, not reaching out to community? It's a really complicated thing to do.
Mm. Mm. There's a lot in there, Ruth, in what you're talking about. And there's been a number of questions that have come through my mind, and because of my age, they've gone out of my mind again. But they may well come back. Hopefully they do. In listening to you talk about your experience, I guess one of the things that I think is quite noteworthy is that you refer to yourself as having lived experience of growing up with family and relational trauma and physical trauma and emotional trauma. Um, I wonder what has been your experience when you speak to people about trauma in I guess a field that's very much, particularly when you're talking about childhood trauma, is saturated is probably not the kindest word, but is very much oriented to the children who were removed and were came to the notice of child protection authorities and well generally well often placed out of home for a period of time.
Yeah, I have to say, it is one of the things that continues to drive me to speak out is that
Mm.
I feel completely overlooked.
Yeah.
And I know that, yes, that's my personal experience, but I know there are other people like
Mm.
me. And it is really hard to talk about this stuff.